How's everybody doing?
Great.
Isaiah, where's the nickname Ghost come from?
It's actually a pretty funny story. So, in sixth grade, I changed to a new Little League team, and I was the only light-skinned kid on the team full of kids that were darker, so they just looked like I had a white sheet over me like a ghost.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You afraid of this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like as long as you keep the good mojo, though, you be all right.
Isaiah, you're here at Pitt to play for one of the best D-line coaches in the country. He's getting national recognition for being a teacher and putting so many guys in the NFL. How much does that excite you, and what's the relationship been like so far with Coach Partridge?
I mean, his name speaks volumes. He has products time and time again. He knows what he's doing. So, I mean, him being who he is and having as much of a role as he has here at Pitt, him being the associate head coach, that was huge for me. We all know Coach Narduzzi loves some defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I came to a team where not only is defense emphasized, but the defensive line room, we have a lot of flexibility because of the trust Coach Narduzzi has in Coach Partridge. So I feel like him being who he is was a big reason of me coming here. Without Coach Partridge, man, it's a different story maybe.
Is it?
You're from the same area as Jalen Twyman. Did you know him? Did you have interactions with him?
Yeah, actually, Jalen Twyman, his little brother, said he got a little brother, Santana. He's in class of 2024. He also has a Pitt offer as well. But that's like my best friend. So as much as I could, picking his brain, asking him questions about, the do's and don'ts for Coach P.
I would imagine he was pretty high on Charlie Barnes.
No doubt. I mean, I wouldn't if he would have told me anything that's disturbed. I wouldn't be here. So I mean, everything he had definitely high praise. And, also coming on my shadow. I mean, not my shadow, but my official visit. I was able to. Kalijah was the person my peer that was watching me throughout the weekend. So I was able to pick his brain as well because he was currently here when I was asking him questions. So.
What do you think of Kalijah just watching you? Not just meeting him, but watching him play and how you got to know the guy, aside from just how he played on the field.
Yeah, so you would think that he would be like some Hollywood sort of guy because of the kind of the clout that he had. He's a guy. He goes after, he gets after, and he gets notoriety for it. But he's super down to earth. He's a regular guy. He was a big part of me making a decision to commit on my official visit. I wasn't planning to do that, but when I came, him being as open to a newcomer, and not only him, but the team surrounding him. So when we were going out, or even just being in here throughout the day, just seeing how they interact with each other. Everybody is well knit. So there was no Hollywood aspect of him. He about to go to the draft next year. So he didn't give me none of that. He gave me Kalijah Cassidy. He gave me who he was. He's a good guy.
Isaiah, speaking of clout, I mean, you're the only 4-star in this class of 2023. How do you handle that pressure being looked at as the premier guy out of everyone who came in?
To be honest, I don't. I didn't even know that I was the only one. I mean, it's great. It's a blessing to be ranked a 4-star, but I know that at the end of the day, man, them stars is just stars. I mean, there are a bunch of people that just think they know how you are as a player, but at the end of the day, a lot of times you have more impact than people outside looking in. The same thing that TJ said, that leadership is huge. I feel like not a lot of people have that. It's a natural thing, and that's a thing that plays into your play and how your team plays around you. So I think it's less about star. I don't really look at being the premier guy. I want my class to be one of the a well-known class altogether, not just me being that 4-star guy. I want TJ to eat. I want BJ to eat. I want all the guys that's coming in the summer to eat with me. I don't care nothing about how many stars they had. We all came from the same family.
So on the note of leadership, I think some of the familiarity Pitt fans have with you is a video that went viral of a speech you made before. Was that in your state championship or
No,
a playoff game? Or
that was actually that was our first regular season game.
Okay.
So a little background, I went to Gonzaga for 3 years,
Mhm.
and then for my senior year, I transferred to St. Francis Academy in Baltimore. So I came there in January, kind of the mid-year, same thing that I'm doing here. So I was able to spend a couple months before the season just kind of having the guys build trust in me. So like when you see a speech like that, you don't get fired up and really lock into a speech like that to a guy that you don't trust, that's going to do the things he's saying in that speech. So everything I said is stuff that I truly believe and I want to go execute. So when I like that, to me is huge, because I feel like if the guy next to me, the guy behind me can't trust me, I'm a liability now. So I feel like maybe I don't have to like as soon as I get here right now be a captain. Like, I mean, that's not probable, but just to have the trust, I think it's more so trust than it is like the title of being like a captain.
How important is it for you to be a leader during your time at Pitt?
I mean, it's super important to me. It's something that's just natural. Like, I want to lead. I feel like football has built that into me like throughout my whole life. I've been like a captain since like I was 9 years old, like being a leader of little boys. Now I want to become a leader of men. So I feel like not only that in the football, like in life. Like a lot of times, these great leaders that you see on a football team or basketball, it doesn't matter the sport. When you see a great leader, they're often great leaders of people in general. They just have the skills that are able to bring people in and have them trust them.
Have you found ways to kind of carve out that leadership even like early on? You know, you just got to campus recently, but have you found ways to kind of make that role for yourself?
Yeah, it's still kind of, you know, we've been here like 5-6 weeks, so I'm still trying to figure out, like, as a freshman, you don't want to overstep, but at the same time, I'm not going to just be a church person to be quiet, because that's not in my nature. So, like, we have a rule of somebody standing with their hands on their hips, like in a workout, we don't like that. So, like, I'll do little stuff like just move the hands off the hips. I'm trying to, piece by piece, get to the point where the people like around me, my teammates, can trust me, so that I can really be that leader. Right now, I'm still trying to, you know, get the little stuff together first, so that I can really be a trustworthy guy in that position.
Where does that leadership come from?
I think it's hugely a part of how I was raised, like by my mom. So I had a single mom, so like I didn't have any like older brother or older sister just to look up to as my leader. So a lot of times when I'm going into stuff, I'm thinking I have to be the leader or nobody else will. That's kind of the mindset I have. And I mean, it's big credit to my mom. She raised me to be, I like to think, pretty well spoken, trustworthy, and a hard worker. So I feel like all that is credited to my mom.
It has a history of having a bunch of talented guys, and sometimes taking some of the younger guys time to work their way up. You see the offensive line. Elliott Donald was Aaron Donald's nephew. You know, he hasn't gotten a chance to get a whole bunch of playing time because of the talent in front of him.
Yes, sir.
Is that a challenge that you see for yourself, where like, if you're not the guy right away, that you're prepared to you know, to take on challenges to be the guy? Like, how do you approach that when you see that history that has had recently?
I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, I have 3 like 6-year guys in front of me. So I look at that as like it's more of an opportunity than it is a challenge for me, because I get to soak up everything they're saying. I get to soak up everything they're doing. So like today we had individual drills. If I'm messing up, they're not guys, which I was a little nervous about coming in. I didn't know how the culture would be in that sense. But they're not guys that's gonna just let me mess up and keep going because it don't got nothing to do with them. They will stop and sit there and tell me, like, walk me through it. This is new. Like, a lot of the drills that we're doing out here is like stuff, like the little details matter. This and that, like, I've never had to really hone in and focus on the little details. So I mean, not to say I don't want to play as soon as I could, because of course, but I don't mind being patient. Being patient, I feel like is a skill. I mean, like, if I'm able to be patient and soak up as much knowledge as I can until it's my time, by the time it's my time, I should be ready to go. I should have all that pinned up, ready to go, because I sat there and instead of being like, they're not playing me, they don't like me, it's more like, all right, let me see what they're doing good, with Coach P telling them, all right, work on this, so that when it's my turn to come up, I already got it, because I heard, you know, from 3 guys in front of me, 3 older guys.
Isaiah, what do you want to do whenever football's done? Do you want to be in some sort of? You're very well spoken. Do you want to work in like communications or something like that? Have you thought about that at all?
So I think I'm gonna be a sociology major. I think it's super important to like really understand like people and like why they are the way they are, because a lot of times you can't really tell. So I'd like to know stuff like deeper of course I want to go to the league. Yeah, that's the first goal. I'm trying to go to the league, but if I can't, then something around there, maybe like a social worker or something like. But I do want to stay like in a sports field, so maybe like a social worker for some sort of college program, NFL program, maybe hopefully something like that.
With that line of thinking, like a social worker within sports, is mental health a big aspect in your frame?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. A lot of times, so like I'm a super happy and smiley guy. So like when people see me, I'm always smiling, laughing, making jokes. But I'm not always okay. Like that's the thing, and that's the thing that most people do. They put on that front. So like mental health is huge. Mental health is huge in football. A lot of times it's not like we're made to be these super tough, big, bulky, running head-to-head guys, but it's like we're people. So like I think that's why it's so important to me is because a lot of times people don't take that into consideration that we are people. Like we have the same emotions, we go through the same stuff, and this is the first time in my life this is the first time in pretty much all of freshman life where we're not the guy anymore. We have to get adjusted. So that's that does something to you mentally too. You gotta know that all right, I'm doing this for a reason. So yeah, mental health is definitely super important.
All that being said, are you working inside and outside, and is there room for you to get some playing time this year with all these other guys moving on?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I definitely come in to get my extra. Like I know that I have some catching up to do, being that everybody that's here has been here for at least a year, so they know Coach P, they know the system a little bit more. So I come in the mornings to get my extras as much as I could. I feel like my playing time is going to be determined on how well I can, grasp, the playbook and technique, how Coach P wants me to do it, and also that weight room. Right now, today, I'm not ready to take on a power double from two guys from Tennessee. I'm just going to be real with you. So I feel like my opportunity comes in from how much work I want to put in.
Pretty much the interact, attack or right?
I think I'll get in a bit of both, but like I was recruited to play defensive tackle.
Right.
Isaiah, you mentioned how you got the nickname. When did you embrace it? And your teammates just call you Ghost? Like, is that just the name you go by?
Yeah, so I mean, I go by, it's like in a professional standing, like it's okay if you all want to call me Isaiah, but like pretty much my mom, unless she's mad, like she'll just be like, yeah, if she's talking about me, she'll say like my nickname and stuff. I think I embraced it really, like when I got to, really last year is when I feel like it was set in stone, because now I'm walking around the school building and I'm now a senior. So I'm more to the younger kids, they look up to me. And I feel like that was different. So like when I'm coming in my senior year, like I want everybody to know me as Ghost. Like this is my thing. Like this is my persona. When I step on the field, I'm Ghost.
You said Mom used your real name when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So you supposed to have your middle name on you?
Oh yeah, she'll do the whole thing. It'll be the whole government.
You talked about the tight-knit community being important back on your official visit. Why do you think it is that important, and how have you seen it kind of play since you've gotten on campus?
So for me, like I said, like growing up with only a single mom, trust is huge. It's not too many people I feel like outside of my mom that I just have trust for. It's hard to gain it. So when I came on my official visit and seen how much these people like actually outside of football, this was summertime, they're just going out hanging out with each other, like how much they actually bonded, and it was a trust factor. Like I trust that you're gonna do, like there's an understanding between each other. So I mean that's huge for me, and I think a lot of that is becoming like my roots. Like I need to feel like the people around me are truly like want my best interests the same I want for them.
I'm sorry, did I miss it? What is your middle name?
It's Judah.
How you spell that?
Judah. I'm sorry, I don't never spell it. So it's
Speaking of bonding, is TJ really that nice at Madden?
Nah, yeah, TJ done got me a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. He do like his quad formation. I don't know how to stop it. I'm not a big Madden guy. I'm not the best at video games. I'll play it because, like you said, it's like bonding. Like we're sitting there talking. He talking trash. I'm talking trash when I do something. But yeah, I mean, he done got me a couple times. I can't lie.
What's it like being in college, man? I mean, it's a special experience for everyone. Your first couple of weeks. How are you enjoying it?
I definitely say like it's not like an easy transition, but it's not as hard as I thought it would be. because of the amount of help we have, like so, like we have here a couple academic advisors. So like, if you have trouble and it's something small that you want to do here, you can go here. We are at the Pitt, the basketball place is also a learning center for all sports. So like, if I need a tutor for something specific, I can just go get that. It's like I didn't have that in high school, so that in that sense, it's kind of easier that like if I need the extra help, I can go get it. I mean, the waking up, of course, it's never easy to wake up at 5 in the morning to go, run. But it is what it is. Like I'm kind of getting, still. I mean, I'm only 6 weeks in, so like I can't speak to everything, but I'm still, getting adjusted. But I don't have no complaints really, man. I mean, it's cold, but it's not too far off from Washington D.C., so it's good.
What's your biggest sacrifice coming there early?
I would say like the social aspect of being like that second half of your senior year, because it's kind of like that's when people get the senioritis sort of thing, so they're just chilling, and like people do the senior beach week or whatever the case may be. So I would say like that, like not being around all the friends I grew up with. But to the opposite of that is like the advantages I think of coming in early, and I feel like those way more outweigh than just being able to talk with my friends that I've been talking to pretty much my whole life. So like coming in early, I get to see now instead of seeing in whenever the people come in the summertime, how Coach P operates, how he wants little things done. So instead of waiting to a couple months before camp, I'm way ahead of the game. I'm getting to learn all that before we even close to the season. So I feel like that definitely outweighed the social aspect.
What's been your favorite thing about being here so far?
My favorite thing, honestly, I would say the workouts, like actually lifting. I know it don't sound true, but I swear, like I want to get. Y'all see how Aaron Donald look, right? That's how I want to look. So this is the first time in my life where I really have been truly all out committed to like changing my body. So I feel like that's really the thing I'm most excited about. And I mean, of course, being like we live in the Bridges with a whole bunch of football players, with a whole bunch of athletes, really. So being able to go home and see your teammates and bond outside of just being in a facility together, like that's big too.
Ghost, thank you very much.